voice softens. Cinematic background score builds. Midnight. What would drive a homeless boy to risk his life for a man he'd never met? Why, after being offered everything, money, a home, even a future, did he ask for something no one could have predicted? This is not just a story about luck or kindness. It's about the one thing money can't buy: redemption. Beat pause. Stay till the end, because what this boy asks for will change the way you see humanity forever. The sun dipped low over Austin, Texas, setting the skyline ablaze in hues of orange and red. Amid the crowd and chaos, Luke, a 13-year-old boy with dirt-streaked cheeks and eyes too wise for his age, scavenged through garbage bins behind a restaurant. Hunger was his daily enemy. Hope was his rarest friend. A waiter's shout broke the moment. "Get out of here, you filthy rat!" Luke darted away, clutching a half-eaten sandwich, his heart pounding, his ribs aching from the cold and from life itself. Just then, a sleek black Mercedes pulled up outside a marble building. Out stepped Jonathan Whitmore, a millionaire real estate tycoon, powerful, poised, and completely unaware that fate was seconds away from rewriting both their lives. Jonathan was on a business call, crossing the street, when Luke's world froze. A car came hurtling out of nowhere, tires screeching, metal screaming. Without thinking, Luke dropped his bag and ran. "Look out!" he yelled, his voice cracking through the noise. The impact came like thunder. Luke slammed into Jonathan, shoving him clear of the speeding car before the world went white with pain. When Jonathan opened his eyes, the boy lay sprawled on the asphalt, ribs bruised, blood trickling down his temple, but alive. Jonathan knelt beside him, trembling. Why did you do that?" Luke's lips curved into a faint smile. "Someone had to." Sirens wailed. Cameras flashed. But Luke, he just wanted to disappear back into the shadows, before kindness could make him weak. Jonathan refused to let the boy vanish. "You're hurt," he said firmly. "You're coming with me." Luke wanted to argue, but pain and exhaustion left him too weak. He found himself inside the kind of car he used to stare at through store windows. Soft leather, cold air conditioning, a world far from his own. At the hospital, when asked for insurance, Luke muttered, "I don't have any." Jonathan's reply was simple. "Then I'll pay." Luke couldn't understand it. Why would a man like him care? But Jonathan's eyes told a story of their own, the story of a man who once had nothing too. That night, Jonathan brought Luke to his mansion on the edge of the city. Polished floors, high ceilings, silence heavy with grief. Jonathan's wife had passed away years ago, leaving the halls echoing with absence. "You can stay here tonight," Jonathan said quietly. Luke hesitated. "Why are you doing this?" Jonathan's gaze softened. "Because someone once saved me when I didn't think I was worth saving." Luke nodded slowly, his voice barely a whisper. Just one night. But one night turned into two. Then three. For the first time in years, Luke woke up warm, safe, and fed. He laughed, really laughed, when Jonathan took him bowling, and his clumsy first throw crashed straight into the gutter. Jonathan laughed too, a sound he hadn't made since his wife's funeral. Two lost souls, one rich, one poor, somehow found a piece of family again. But good things attract attention. A few days later, a black government car pulled up in front of the mansion. A woman stepped out, Diane Harper, a child services officer. "Mr. Whitmore," she began, clipboard in hand. "We received reports. You're housing a minor?" Jonathan nodded. "He's safe here." Diane's eyes softened when she looked at Luke, but rules were rules. "This boy's status is undocumented. I need to ensure he's in a legal, stable environment." Luke's heart sank. He'd finally found safety. Now they were going to take it away. "I'm not going back," he cried, trembling. I'm staying here. Jonathan placed a hand on his shoulder. It's okay. We'll handle this. Diane studied them both for a long moment. I'll file my report, she said finally. But this feels different. That night, Luke sat on the back porch, staring at the stars. Jonathan joined him with 2 mugs of cocoa. Why are you really doing this? Luke asked quietly. Jonathan smiled faintly. Because everyone deserves a second chance. You gave me mine by saving my life. Maybe I can give you yours. Luke looked down at his hands. I never wanted anything, he whispered, except to stop being invisible. Jonathan's voice broke. You're not invisible anymore, Luke. And for a moment, under the soft hum of crickets and the glow of city lights, they believed it. Weeks later, Luke sat in a courtroom beside Jonathan. Diane stood across from them, holding her report. Luke Evans, she began, is a minor with no known guardians. However, he has found safety, education, and stability under Mr. Widmore's care. Therefore, I recommend granting temporary guardianship. Jonathan's eyes met Luke's. They both smiled through tears. When the judge asked, Luke, do you wish to live with Mr. Widmore? The boy nodded eagerly. But then came the moment that stunned everyone. The judge leaned forward. Jonathan has offered to adopt you, to give you a permanent home, education, and security. Do you accept? Luke hesitated. The courtroom held its breath. Finally, he said softly, I don't want money. I don't want a mansion or cars. I just want you to visit the people I used to live with, the ones still out there. The kids under the bridge, the old man by the soup kitchen. They saved me too, with scraps and kindness when they had nothing. Tears welled in Jonathan's eyes. You want me to help them? Luke nodded. Build them something, somewhere safe. That's what I want. Silence filled the room, then applause. Even Diane smiled through tears. Months later, a new building opened downtown. Luke's Haven, a shelter for children and the homeless, funded by Jonathan's company. A plaque by the entrance read, founded in honor of the boy who asked for nothing and gave everything. 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Sometimes heroes don't wear capes or suits. Sometimes they wear dirt-stained clothes and carry hearts bigger than the world. Luke didn't just save one life. He saved hundreds by reminding us all that kindness is worth more than gold. If this story touched your heart, share it. Because somewhere out there, another Luke is waiting for his second chance.